Good morning, Spreckle Scholars. I wanted to read you an AR book. This is Curious George Makes Pancakes, and I looked in my library to see what I had, and it reminded me of you, Finn, because you just did your informational on pancakes. So I thought this would be a fun one. And of course, the authors Margaret and H.A. Rays. And if you type that in, you should be able to find it on Renaissance. And don't forget, we want to make sure that we meet our goal because we want to see what Mrs. Sherpinsky is going to do. I don't know if she's going to give herself a mohawk. I doubt it. It might be something different, but we need to make sure we're reading, keeping up with that. And again, the last day is the end of May. So you want to make sure that you are reading. Try to read an AR book and take a test every single day. Remember, you can read a bigger chapter book, which is great, but also read some of the smaller books, okay? All right, here we go. This is George. George was a good little monkey and always very curious. One morning, the man with the yellow hat woke George early. "Time to get up, George," he said. "The pancake breakfast is today." Oh, how exciting. It looks like a big, huge carnival is happening. Awesome. George loved the pancake breakfast. It was a fundraiser held every year to make money for special programs at the Children's Hospital. Besides eating pancakes, there were all kinds of games to play. Even the mayor came to play and eat. But first, he gave a welcome speech. And there's the mayor on the podium giving his speech. "Thank you all for coming," the mayor said. "We appreciate your generous support." He thanked all the volunteers who were helping that day, and finally he said, "Please enjoy yourselves and the pancakes." When the mayor finished, the man with the yellow hat said, "George, I'm going to buy our tickets. Please wait here and don't be too curious." George waited like a good little monkey, but he's getting distracted. Something smelled good. Could it be the pancakes? George was curious. Not sure what's going on. Oh, wow, look at that griddle. That's a pretty cool griddle. He followed the delicious smell and found a whole griddle full of pancakes. George watched as a man poured little batter circles and flipped them up in the air. It looked like fun to make pancakes. George wanted to help. On a table near the griddle was a basket full of blueberries. "These pancakes need blueberries," George thought, and he sprinkled some on top. There's just thought he was being friendly. He didn't mean anything bad about it. Meanwhile, whoa, look at that line. The man at the griddle was so busy he didn't notice the little monkey helping him. But the line grew and grew. George's pancakes were a hit. Soon everyone wanted them, and the man could not keep up. "Please wait," he said to someone holding an empty plate. "I need to find an assistant to help me." And just like that, he was gone. George looked at the people waiting in line, and then at the empty griddle. Why, he could make pancakes. He could be the assistant. And these are the steps he used. Okay. Notice that you'll hear some transitions. George poured the batter into nice round circles. Next, he added blueberries. He waited just a minute to let the pancakes cook. Then he flipped them over. And last, he added syrup. There's the sequence. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Wow, look at that monkey go. Oh, the line for pancakes was enormous, but with 4 hands, George made quite a chef, and no one's plate was empty for long. "I've been coming to this breakfast for years," a man said, "but I've never seen pancakes made like this before." "I've never eaten this many pancakes before," said a girl. "I didn't even like pancakes before," said another girl, and they all lined up for more. George is a big hit with his pancakes. When the man returned with his new assistant, he was shocked to see a monkey making pancakes. "This is no place for a monkey," he yelled, and he began to chase George. George gets chased a lot. George hadn't meant to cause trouble. He'd only wanted to help. Now he only wanted to get away. Quickly, George found a plate to hide, and the man and his assistant ran right by. But where did George go? Do you see where he went? Pretty sneaky. Pretty sneaky monkey. And there he is. When it was safe for him to come out, George jumped down. He was covered in syrup like a pancake, and he was sticking to everything. George was curious. Could these napkins help him get clean? What do you guys think? Doesn't look like it. I think the only way to get clean with some sticky pancake syrup is, you guessed it, some water. Here we go. No, the napkins only made it worse. What George needed was some water to wash with. Why, here was the perfect thing. George climbed up. This would do the trick for a sticky monkey. George sat on the bench and splashed himself with water. But all of a sudden, I wonder, can you make a prediction what's going to happen? I think you're right. Splash! George was in the water. What a surprise. George climbed up again and splashed back down. He'd never been in a dunk tank before, and he'd never had so much fun getting clean. Soon everyone was having fun, and the line at the dunk tank grew even longer than the line for pancakes. Later, the mayor came by. "I've heard all about your delicious pancakes," he said. "You've made our fundraiser a big success, and I have a special favor to ask of you." I wonder what the mayor's going to ask George to do. Wow, what a great honor. At the end of the day, George got to present the money from the fundraiser to the president of the hospital. "Thanks to you, George, this has been our best year ever," she said. "Will you come back and make pancakes again next year?" George nodded, and everyone cheered. Hip, hip, hooray! So I hope you enjoyed that funny Curious George book. And I have several Curious George books because my little guy used to really love Curious George. And so I'll continue to read some of those throughout this week as well. And please, if you haven't, make sure you sign up for our small groups. We'll go over some math fluency practice. We'll talk a little bit more about shapes that we're discovering and sides and all that good stuff, how to count them. And your writing, we'll talk about how everyone's doing with their topic and coming up with really solid subtopics, because this is your second informational write, and this will be your last of the year. So we're just continuing to learn, keep doing the best you can. Remember, if you get frustrated over something, walk away, get some fresh air, and then come right back to it. All right. You guys are super learners. Bye. Have a good day.